In this video, traders, going to explore the concept of trying too hard to find a trade, how we can combat this. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. All right, so thank you for joining me. If you're subscribed to the channel, appreciate your support, comments, likes, shares, etc. And if you're new here, maybe this is the kind of stuff that you like to consume. If you're a trader who's really serious about improving their trading, then really recommend subscribing to the channel. Okay, so that being said, what about these trades where we're just forcing them? You know the score, guys. You're in front of the screen, you're looking. This is both for swing traders, day traders, all time frames, even investors for one as well. You're in the mind and you're saying, listen, I need to be in the market to make money. And that's true, right? We know that if we're not in a trade, in an investment, in a swing trade, whatever it may be, we have zero chance of making money. However, what we don't say to ourselves is the fact that we've also got a chance of losing money. And so we've got this thing in our mind that says, I need to be in a trade, 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 because that's how we make money. And we forget the fact that if we're in the wrong trades, the wrong investments, the wrong exposure, we're going to put ourselves back. And so we often try to force trades, right? We are there, we're looking at the charts, we're looking at the screens, we're analyzing, and we are really trying too hard to make something fit. We're looking at the chart and we're saying, that's okay, but it's not a great place. But if I miss out, what if I miss out? The risk reward's not great on that trade. It's not the best. It's a little bit quiet. There's not much volume there. However you kind of frame your trades and filter your trades, it's all right. And you kind of, yeah, but it's an uptrend on a daily. Oh, yeah, but it's done this. And you start to try to justify why you should take the trade. And before you know it, your kind of emotions have taken over. You've pulled the trigger on the trade and you're in. You might even go, well, I'll have a little bit. And you kind of pull the trigger on it and then you're kind of emotionally involved in it and you're committed to the trade, and it can kind of turn into something great or something not, and most of the time it's something not. So how do you avoid that? Well, when you've really got to, okay, they could say a couple of things. They could say, right, there's a checklist and you've got to be strict with the checklist. But listen, guys, we know sometimes we break rules. So I think the best way to do it is to just promise yourself that you're going to be honest. Now this might sound a little bit crazy, a little bit thing, but honestly I think that this is really a good tactic. It's a little bit of a different thing from saying, well, you must have this checklist, and if you can do that, that's great. Checklist, though, I must have this, I must have this. In other words, market must be here, 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 and that's fine, and that's great, and that's operational. But if we're still breaking the rules, you're still over trading, we're still looking for trades that aren't there, then say to yourself this, you know, I am going to be super honest with myself and say if this is a trade that is genuinely a trade that is standing out to me and not a trade I'm forcing. Now this might sound really like crazy and ridiculous, but just try it. If you then, because what it does is as you're about to take the trade, as you look at the trade, it comes in your mind. Are you being honest with yourself here about the trade? Is this really a grade A setup? And that might just be, you might dismiss it for the first year. Yeah, of course it is. You might hit it and just trade in. But if you still have that in your mind, it's sometimes all you need is the break, the change of environment, the slow down, the change of direction, the change of focus that says, actually, you know what? I'm trying to force this. Let's wait. Close the chart down, look at something else, or go away from the screen, do something else. Just that kind of change in frame in steps, because the steps at the moment are very much cemented and they're very much firm. It's like, look at the chart, find a trade, do the trade, look at the chart, find a trade. And you add that little layer in that says, ask yourself that question, is this a trade I'm forcing? Then it's hard to be dishonest with yourself continually. And yes, you might ignore it and go, say this is it is. But the more you add that question into your decision-making process, then the more likely you are to catch yourself and go, you know what, I am forcing that a bit. It's not really a great trade. I don't really want to risk my capital on that. I only want to do it because I want to get back to my high watermark on my account level. Or I only want to do it because I want to end the month up this, or end the month up this, or whatever it may be, year up this. And then you start to be more honest with yourself. And really this comes from a point of view of, as I've said many times before, imagining that you have hired a prop trader to run your fund. And then you go up to him and you say, hey, listen, what's the reason for this trade? Is this a trade? Are you trying to force this trade? And so you're talking to yourself like that. And the answer might be, yeah, I am a bit, I just want my numbers to be really good. I want to kind of not make this loss so bad for the month, or whatever it may be. And then you get down to the heart of it. Oh, that's not going to help, wait for the right trade. So try that, guys. Try just adding that layer of questioning in that says, hey, is this a trade that is really good, or is this a trade that I'm trying to force? And then practice being honest with yourself. And if you can be honest with yourself with your reply, you'll find that it just revolutionizes and changes that forcing of trades. And obviously it depends on market conditions. Sometimes market conditions are wild, very volatile, lots of opportunity, it's not such a problem. But when they become quiet or things start to become slow, that's when the forcing comes, and that's when this kind of technique and strategy really helps. So first thing, guys, get your checklist anyway, so that you've got a trade checklist and a true setup, because if you're just shooting and randomly kind of punting away, it's never going to help. So have your setups and strategies anyway. But when you're overly forcing things, add that layer in, that little different layer that asks you the question, am I being honest with myself here? Is this truly a trade that is meant to be taken, or am I forcing this? And if you find that, and hopefully you'll find that can just add the interruption in the cycle that stops you from forcing those trades and taking trades that aren't really the very best trades, and hopefully the P&L will follow suit and become much better. All right, guys, take care. See you next one. Bye-bye.